So our next project is Season Like Christmas, which is so much fun. And our first project with that, I'll do the supplies first. Tranquil Tide and Berry Burst classic Stampin' pads, as well as the Scalloped Tag Topper Punch, the, is it Duet Banner, or I think it's a Duet Banner is what it's actually called, the Banner Punch. I have a piece of 6x6 designer series paper from the wood grain stack. So cute. Love that paper. So this is our next project. We're making this cute little tag box with a little gift tag on it so that you could gift it if you'd like. And we're making a tag to go inside said gift box, so that you can you know, if you guys do hostess gifts, like if you go to your family's house for Christmas, or I'm sorry, for Thanksgiving, you could definitely do a hostess gift or something like that with this cute little guy. Super, super cute. And then here is that beautiful tree, and I have heat embossed it with white embossing powder to make it look kind of like it has snow on it. Kind of see it shimmer a little bit. And then I've used my banner punch, my Duet Banner Punch there, and I have this beautiful ribbon up here, and I've just tied it all together with some linen thread. So that is our next project. And you're going to need Versamark, white embossing powder, the Berry Burst finely woven ribbon, some linen thread, and then I have a scrap of Berry Burst for my banner, and then I have a scrap of Whisper White for the banner here, as well as the inside of our tag. And then I have another piece that measures, I think it's actually this piece I want. Yeah, this is my scrap piece. This measures 2 inches by 4 inches. And then I'm also going to need a scrap of glimmer paper. This is Dazzling Diamonds. I just love the sparkle. It's so beautiful. Okay, so we're gonna start with our box first. I still need, I'm gonna score this first before I cut it. So I still need the 3-inch and the 4-inch. And then those go here like this. And then before I cut it, I'm actually gonna do my scoring. So I need a 1/4 inch here. And then that needs to go, need 1 inch, so 1 1/4 inches. I think I was right before. You know, when you doubt yourself, that's when mistakes happen. All right, so that was a 1/4 inch, and then 1 1/4, 3 1/4, and then 4 1/4. Those are all score lines. And then finally, I'm going to trim it at 4 1/2. We are back on the bandwagon now, you guys. Okay, so there's a score line there and a score line there. And then we will fold this guy over and fold this guy over. Fold in here. Now this box has a little bit more to it than our last box did. Let's see if I can follow along with my own template here. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do, so I have my 3-inch score line here and my 4-inch score line right here. So on the thin part, here's our thick edge. On our thin edge, we're going to cut straight up to the first score line. So I'm cutting on the score line to the first score line right there. Okay, so do that for that and for this. Okay, and then you can cut that whole section away. Both sides. Okay, like so. we're going to cut up on this score line. So you can see that there. You're going to cut up right here to the first score line there. So you make your flap. Same thing on this side. Cut on that score line. Okay. Now we're going to trim that down to about half the size. Okay, like this. And like this. And then I'm going to miter those corners. So just cut a little triangle out from each edge. And here, and here. So now, before I make any other cuts, I am going to put my box together. So, with this side here, you're going to take your Scalloped Tag Topper Punch, and you're going to get that right up in there. And I like to do it upside down so I can make sure that it's lined up well. Okay, how cute is that? Step number 1 complete. And now I'm going to take some fast fuse, and we're going to glue these little flaps to the side like this. So a little fast fuse, and then if your little guy comes off the track, there we go. Okay, and then glue those up, match the bottom edge. Just like so. And then we're going to put some adhesive on this part so that the front of our tag box will glue like this. Now before I do that, I want to trim off some of this section here, those little flaps, but I wanted to get the placement. I wanted to make sure that I didn't cut it too low or too high. So I'm going to cut it about right here. So I'm actually going to wrap it around to the front, figure out where I want to cut it, and then just do a little snip off to the side, just like that. Okay, same on this side, and about right there. Actually, maybe a little lower. There we go. Okay, so now that I have that, you can cut that whole section away. And then we're going to do some more trimming here in a moment. But I wanted to get the box portion done first. Okay, so trim that away. All right, so now I'm going to put some adhesive here and here and glue that to the inside. Now it might be kind of tricky to get your fast fuse in there, so you can use any adhesive really. I'm going to choose glue dots because they're small and easy to work with. So I'm going to line the sides with the glue dots. And I'm actually, you really don't need many. I'm just going to use 2 on each side. One more here. And one more on the bottom here. Okay, and then just kind of get your placement, squish it together a little bit. And I like to kind of leave mine open slightly. It's not lined up perfectly. I like to have kind of a little bit of wiggle room because our tags are going to be 2 inches and this is 2 inches. So by leaving it open slightly, you'll have a little bit more room. Okay, so now to finish off the box, we're going to cut from this edge up to that corner. So kind of eyeball it. And if you need to adjust it as you go, you can, just like that. Sometimes it's easier to go from this corner down. And I'm just eyeballing it really. Just like that. So it looks like, you know, it reminds me of like a magazine holder or something like that. All right, so now we can get started on the tags. So that piece of paper that we chopped off earlier, I'm going to use a framelit to cut this tag out. Oh, we are using the framelit from Snowflake Sentiments, which I promptly forgot to get out today, but here it is. So these are the Swirly Snowflakes Thinlits Dies, and it comes with this adorable little tag right here. And then we're also going to be using this little snowflake as our embellishment. So you could bundle these products if you like this set and save 10% when you buy both as a bundle. So I'm going to run this through the Big Shot to get my tag, and then I am also going to run this through the Big Shot to get my snowflake. So there's our snowflake, and here is our, oh, that scared me. My Big Shot just kind of like kerflunked over. So here's my cute little tag. Look at how easy those are. Stinking cute. And it has that cute little edge on it. Love it. Okay, and here's my snowflake. I'm just going to very gingerly poke that out so I don't hurt it. So pretty. I love our glimmer paper. All right, I'm going to do this first because it'll take a little bit to dry and get stuck to the box. So I'm taking our fine tip glue pen, and I am just going to put a few dabs around here. It really doesn't take much. And then I'm going to really carefully stick that onto the front. And I'm going to take a couple blocks, and I'm just going to set those right on top and let it chill and adhere. So with the sentiment, thinking of you at Christmas, I'm going to start there. I'll be home for Christmas. All right. And with my B block, I'm going to put this on, but I'm going to angle it so I can get it to fit in my punch. Now you can punch first and then stamp, or you can stamp and then punch. It's kind of personal preference. I am going to punch mine first. Make sure I have my right, that's my tag. They're so similar in size. So I'm going to punch out. And I usually just punch both at the same time. Okay, so I'm going to stamp both of these out at the same time, even though I'm just going to use this one right now. I'm going to save this for another project. So we just need a 1-inch square, and I'm going to use my 1 inch on this side just to choppity chop quickly. There we go. So there's our 1-inch square. And with our berry burst scrap, I am going to punch out some more banners. And for this one, I'm only using that banner. I'm going to save this for another project. And my to and from stamp right here will go onto my 1-inch square. Now I also did round my corners. This is the Project Life corner rounder. So I'm just going to stick that in there. And I rounded 2 corners, there and there. And with Berry Burst, I am going to stamp my to and from. And actually I used Tranquil Tide on my other one, but I like the Berry Burst. I'm going to berry burst it up today. Okay. And while I have that out, I am going to, oh, not that one, this one. I'm going to stamp my Whisper, or my Very Vanilla banner here. Adhesives, you had to ask. Yes, Maria, I know. Adhesives are where it's at. All right, so this is a rectangle. I want a curve to it, So I am going to bend it on my block and give it a curve. Not a severe curve, just a slight one. And it won't stick forever, so make sure that you stamp it right away after you curve it. And then it will fit really nicely onto your banner. Isn't that cute? I love it. So pretty. Now I can bring my tag in and fast fuse that guy to the inside. And mine's a little wampus, but I think it's it adds to like the homemade charm, right? All right, so there's my tag for my box. So I'll set that over here. And to do our banner for our tag, we're going to cut our Berry Burst banner in half. And then we're going to take some mini glue dots and put one on each end of our banner. And then I'm going to pop it right over like this so that I kind of get that fun effect on the edges of the banner. And there is our cute little banner with that Berry Burst accent. All right, we're moving right along. We're gonna get right onto our tag portion of this cute little box. So there again is our tag. So I'm going to run that into my Scalloped Tag Topper Punch. And I'm going to round the bottom corner edges. See how much better that works when you like take your time. So cute. All right, and now I'm going to stamp and emboss. Lovely. I love this part. All right. So with the Season Like Christmas, I'm using this tree first, and then I'm going to emboss with that tree. So here's my first tree. I'm using Tranquil Tide with the first tree, and I'm gonna bring my foam mat in. The foam mats just work really well when you're stamping with photopolymer. Okay, stamp that right down, right in the middle like. Alrighty. Done with Tranquil Tide now. So I didn't do this on the other tags, but I wanted to add it to this one. And that would be the stem of my tree. Line that up there. This is what I love about this stamp set, Season Like Christmas, is the two-step stamping on it. So you just kind of line it up, stamp it down, and look at, I just love that that is not even a whole stamp, but it makes such a pretty tree. Okay, and then finally, we can put this guy away. And we're going to bring in our Versamark and our white embossing powder, along with our accent tree, which is this one here. And look, I love that you could put lights on the tree if you wanted. It would be so cute. All right, put that tree on my block. And this is a D block, and it just barely fits, but it fits. So if you have a D block, you don't need to get the larger one to use this stamp set. So I am going to stamp this with Versamark. This is a watermark stamp pad, which is what we use with our embossing powders. And then you're just going to line it up without getting my head in the camera. See if I can line it up at this angle. Stamp it down. Put the lid back on that guy and move him aside. Peel that up. put it onto a scrap of paper or an embossing tray, something like that. Get that white on there. Pick it up. Flick off the extra. And you can see the powder. I love this part. This is my favorite part. Well, not this part right here, but once we get to the heat tool. And now I'm just going to pour that back in. Now this is Stampin' Up's heat tool. There are 2 heat settings, a low and a high. For this, I'm going to use the high setting. And I'm going to start by heating up the back of the paper because it curls when you heat it. You can see the curl. So now I'm going to let my gun warm up a little, and then I'm going to start embossing. And you'll see it change. If you haven't heat embossed before, you'll see it change white. Look at that. You could use a thicker cardstock too. We have the thick, very vanilla cardstock that would allow the paper to stay relatively flatter than this one, but it's not too bad. All right, we're almost done. This one is so quick. So now I'm going to take my banner and 2 dimensionals, and I'm using the dimensionals to also help hold these banners in place. Now you want to make sure that you put your banner relatively close to the top, because when you go to put it into your little gift box, we have our angled edge here. Some of them may not fit all the way in the back, so they'll just kind of stick out a little bit, which is just fine. But if you have them too low, like this one, you can probably put that one in the very front, but it's not going to sit down very far. So keep that in mind when you are putting your banner on. And now we will grab our ribbon snips. I'm going to feed this ribbon in the tag portion and pull it out the top and banner cut this edge. Well, not banner cut. You could, that'd be cute too, but just like that. And then I'm going to take my linen thread. And if you are actually putting these tags and you want to tie them onto a package, you're going to want to leave the linen thread longer. But for the sake of just these little cute samples, I'm just going to use a little bit of my linen thread here. And then I've doubled it up. I'm going to make a slip knot. So that's just, you do a loop. Okay, and then you tuck another loop through. And there's my slip knot, so that I know which edge is my knot. I'm going to cut those tails apart. Now I can cut this one too. Okay, so with that slip knot, I'm going to take my tag, put my ribbons through that slip knot, and then you can snug that knot down by pulling on both of the tails of the linen thread, just like that. You could tie a bow if you want, or you could just let them hang out. And there it is. So the last step is a little bit more linen thread, and we're going to attach our tag to our box. And to do that, I'm going to double it up, but I'm not going to cut the end this time. I'm going to put this right through that hole on that little tag, and then I'm going to put it through the tag hole on the box. I'm going to take my tails and drag them through that loop, and then snug it up. Then I'm going to tie a knot and then tie a bow. And it's that easy to attach that little tag to your box. Ta-da! And then you just fuss around with your bow until it looks how you'd like. Fuss, fuss, fuss. And there we go. So that is the project, the first project with Season Like Christmas. So, are you guys ready to see the sneak peek at one of the projects I'm going to offer in my class that's coming up? Now, I will post the other projects, and I'll post this one too. I'll make a special, I don't know, event or room or something for my class so that I can post updates for you guys. But I'm really excited about this one. I've seen this on the internet, and I had to make one, and I followed somebody's directions a little bit, and then I just kind of, you know, went along and just designed it on my own. I just basically needed to get the measurements for the card. All right, so the class I'm doing is a technique class. We're going to do 3 different cards, all featuring a different technique or style. And this one, I'm so excited about. The class is going to be all around the Painted Harvest stamp set or bundle, the Painted Harvest bundle. So if you do want to attend class, either have that or get it from me, melissascreations.com. Right? So this is the first one. I'm so excited. It's so cute. This is the box in a card project using the Painted Harvest bundle. So I'm going to show you how to make a gift box that goes right inside the card. Isn't that fun? I am so excited to show you guys how to make this in my class. So be sure you sign up because this is one of the projects that we're going to be making on Saturday, September 28th. If you can attend in person, we will be in McMinnville, Oregon. And if you cannot attend in person, you can always join us online. Make sure you RSVP and register before Wednesday the 18th so that you can get your goodie bag full of fun stuff and some Stampin' Up! Products. If you register for the online portion, you will also receive the materials to make all of the projects, as well as that goodie bag. And I'm also going to offer a video-only session. Now, these videos will not be released until October 30th, which is a Monday. But you can register now, and if you want that goodie bag, you have to register before the 18th. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I had a blast. I'm going to go and take a really, really long nap, and I might even get some hot coffee instead of the iced coffee I've been drinking. So I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Make sure that you craft something cool and post it on my page so I can see what you guys are up to. All of my customers get exclusive access to my Creators Stamp Lounge. So if you're a customer of mine, you can get in there and you can see all kinds of fun things. We have challenges that are on a break right now, but they are coming. So if you're a customer of mine, be sure to keep your eye out for the next challenge to be posted very soon. Again, thank you guys so much. If you do need to order any supplies, I would very much appreciate you ordering from me. This is my business now and my full-time job. So if you need any supplies at all, if you need some help, let me know. I am just a click away. Thank you guys so much. I will see you the next time for Stamping Saturday with Melissa from Melissa's Creations. Bye, everybody.